Hello guys and welcome to week 4 of Renewing the Bond series. So this is the second week of using the second bond on this account. And I gotta tell you guys that this week I didn't have much time to play. And probably like half of the time I played on mobile because I just couldn't get on my computer to play. I was away quite a lot and actually started a new hobby this week, so that also took some time away from my life. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. So this week is... So last week I made around 200,000 GP, so if I want to maintain a bond this week I need to make over 3 million GP. So this is what I did for most of my time. I made Ultra Compost from Super Compost and adding 2 volcanic ash on 1 Super Compost. This is super AFK and just a thing that is super nice to do. During one inventory of doing Ultra Compost you can AFK for around 33 seconds, so it's pretty nice at AFK. And actually if I calculate this right, you can make more than 2600 Ultra Compost per hour, and with only 400 GP margin you can profit over 1 million GP per hour, which makes this method really insane. And even with only 200 GP profit you profit over 500,000 GP per hour, and it's super nice for such an AFK method. But there's a downside also because you get no XP. But the GP an hour is so amazing that I just really enjoyed this one. So the problem of this method is that Super Compost has a buy limit of 600 every 4 hours. So this means that in a day you can buy 3.6 thousand of these. So if you buy them every day, the maximum amount, and you do these for around 1.5 hours every day, you can actually maintain a bond very easily and you will even make a lot more money than that. So doing this even for 1 hour a day will make you a lot of money, and this has no requirements. All you need is quite a lot of money, which is also bad. But after you have like 1 million GP you can start doing this pretty efficiently. And just keep buying the Super Compost overnight. Or actually, if you really want to do this, you can buy the regular compost. You can use the compost potion or something like that on it, and that makes it Super Compost. And then you can add the volcanic ash on it to make Ultra Compost. So that way you can do this as much as you want, but really doing it for 1 to 1.5 hours a day, and super good to do on mobile also. You can actually make like a bond every week. So really consider doing this as long as it works, and I think it should work pretty much always because there's a buy limit on the Super Compost and Ultra Compost is used a lot, so it should be a good method forever. But anyway guys, let's get to the real content of this video. So pretty much every time I could actually play on the computer, I continued doing Wilderness Slayer and the Lava Dragon task. And I kind of didn't really like this at all because I didn't have the 75 mage for the trident. And there's just so many PKers, and I was doing this during the weekend. So I was logging out pretty much like every 10 minutes, and if I wasn't fast enough to log out then I would have to run away from the PKer, and sometimes they actually killed me, so it really sucks. And with Trident you can actually store the runes in the staff, so there's no risk. Only thing you risk is the loot you get from here, which can be quite a lot if you spend a lot of time here. If it's your main account, you should probably bury the bones at the maze, because if you get killed you lose those anyway, so that way you at least get the prayer experience for killing these. So after probably like 5 hours of doing Lava Dragons I actually finished this task, and here's the loot from it, around 700 to 800,000 GP, so it's around 150,000 GP profit with a fire strike, but it's still not at all relaxing, and you have to be constantly looking out if somebody's going to attack you, and it's just not nice. So do it if you want to, don't do it if you don't. But at least I didn't really enjoy it. So next up, green dragons. This is actually a pretty decent task. It's nice profit, and I was actually killing these with melee because I really want the XP, and they have quite low defense, so it's a decent task to do with melee. I was doing these below the Venenatis spot, around 20 wilderness, and I actually noticed that there's quite a lot of PKers here. Like, I think I died a few times, and because I was risking like probably 50,000 GP with my gear, it wasn't too nice. And in the end I actually changed my rune plate legs into red dragonhide chaps, just to have some mage defense if somebody tries to PK me, because I was very close to escaping pretty much all the times, but then they just kept hitting me with those entangles, so I didn't get away from the PKers. So having a dragonhide set in your inventory or wearing it could help you escape a lot more. But anyway, after dying quite many times, this is the end loot from this task. I think it's pretty decent for XP. I was using a superset to kill them. I was doing 2 doses of super attack and strength per inventory and 1 dose of super defense. And I was teleporting to the Revenant caves and then running just east, and you don't need any stamina potions to get there even at 30 agility, so it's a pretty good method to get there. The only downside is the PKers. So next up I got the Hellhound task, and I just think it's pretty bad profit wise and XP wise, so I decided to skip it because I don't really need points anyway for the Wilderness Slayer. So the next one was green dragons again. So I ended up killing a few green dragons, but then I realized that I don't have any more time to play this week at all. I still had 1 day left of the bond, but I just couldn't play that day at all, so I had to do the price check and everything at this point. So I actually managed to get my bank value to around 9,360,000 GP, which is a great result for this week, and I'm just so happy that I could maintain the bond. But anyway, let's go see how many hours I played this week. So I actually played only around 11 to 11 and a half hours, so this week was like half of what I played last week. So this is actually a lot less than my normal week. I usually play probably around 1.5 hours, and so I did this week also, but I played quite a lot of mobile because I just had to get that GP to maintain the bond. So here are the stats after this week. I actually only was able to get 3 attack levels and I think 3 slayer levels. So that really tells how little time I played this week. And I really would have hoped to play more, but life is as it is. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're not busy, and you can play a lot more. And that's life. And actually I have no idea what to do during the 3rd bond. I kind of wanted to make a bossing bond, but I think these stats are just not quite there yet. So I would kind of have to do 1 bond more to train my combat stats, and I kind of don't feel like doing that. And as I said in last video or this video, I started a new hobby, so that's going to take a lot more time in the future. So we'll see if I am going to continue this series, but if you want me to continue this series, leave comments down what I should do in the next bond and what you really want to see. I think there's no point of me doing just like random money makers anymore. I have given you guys quite a lot of those, and when you get your account to this point, you can actually do pretty much anything for money. Probably the best one is to train just 1 skill or find that 1 method that makes you money. and do it until you have enough money to do other things, or just train some skill that you know that will make a lot of money in the end, like get hunter up until like red jeans or something like that. But anyway guys, if you have liked this series so far and you want to see more, leave a like, also subscribe for more content, and as always, have a great day. Mr. Grauman out.